Twitch, your lock and key source for streaming. Oh, I think I see. Yep, I see your attract mode now.
Okay, well, I'm not going to restart this or do anything. We're just going to see if it lasts.
Okay.
So, yeah. Probably don't have anything we said before, which wasn't much. So I was going to play R-Type 1, and I have FakeKraid with me, who is a big fan of the series, and I've hardly played any of it. So I think this is a bit different from normal, since this is an actually really hard game that I'm not going to be cheating at.
I got into this series way back when I was in high school, like 10 or more years ago, when way more than 10 years ago. I'm old. I had just gotten into emulating Super Nintendo games on my Windows PC with my brother, and we downloaded the ROM of R-Type 3 and got way into it, enough that when I got the chance to buy a copy in college, I did. And ever since then, I've tracked down every R-Type game that I could get my hands on, so other than R-Type Final, which I had but sold because it's unplayable on the PlayStation 2, and R-Type Leo, which is unavailable because it was never ported to anything outside arcades, I have a legit copy of every game in the series.
Okay, well, I just died in the dumbest way possible.
Oh, that's gonna happen. Yeah. By Delta, which was the PlayStation edition of the series, they had made it so that you don't die from running into walls, but
oh, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah, that continued though up through R-Type 3. I think was unless R-Type Leo came out after R-Type 3, which I don't think it did. I'm not like a walking encyclopedia of these games. I do know that this first stage, because I'm looking at the wiki right now, is called Encounter, and the boss of the stage is called Dubkeratops, and is sort of this game's,
like the core ship from Gradius.
Yeah, basically. It's
sort
like
it's
the characteristic enemy. Oh, and this was a mistake you just did. You
may live. It became very clear how much of a mistake it was as it was happening.
You have got to hang back there and shoot them, or they are going to get you.
Yeah, this is definitely from like a certain era of arcade game design. It's not like the score-based games.
Oh yeah, and even more so than its cousin Gradius.
Yeah, I think this came out a little bit after Gradius.
Yeah, but I mean, generally speaking, like this and Gradius are the two games of its type that sort of like they're the Mario and the Sonic of side-scrolling shoot 'em ups.
Oh yeah, totally.
And I guess probably I would say that this is the Mario and Gradius is the Sonic, because this is one definitely that emphasizes more tactical thinking and has more verbs, and you know, just in general, it's a little more demanding of your. I mean, I don't want to say brain, because I mean Twitch play is really demanding of your brain, but it's like demanding of your strategic brain.
Yeah, and I like how it's got a more forgiving power-up system that isn't kind of...
Yes, that's one major difference, is that you're really never more than 1 or 2 power-ups away from being in fighting shape, which is good, because you're going to die a lot.
Yeah, this is sort of like a game that could actually work really well now with, like, you know, actually being able to save and continue from where you want instead of having to do it all at once, which I mean, you can with save states and everything, I guess, anyway.
Yeah, and with the ports, like the PlayStation ports of this and R-Type 2, I believe there's a stage select mode that you can pick if you unlock it, I think. Don't quote me on that. I mean, I guess probably I'm on record, but
don't at me.
It's been a while since I played the PlayStation ports of them. So here's Dubkeratops. It's a really iconic enemy of the series, clearly influenced by H.R. Geiger.
Yeah, it's not subtle.
No, this was back when games played fast and loose with references. An interesting touch of this boss, as you may see in just a minute, is that if you wait long enough, or maybe it's if you shoot the things at the top, one way or another anyway, it is possible to break those like little tentacles that are attaching him to the wall, at which point he'll begin moving toward you.
Yeah, and that actually started happening.
Oh yeah, there they go. Yep, so he's going to start moving towards you now, but if you keep firing charge shots into his gut there, yeah, he's not going to last.
Yeah, sprints to level 2, which I love the look of. It is some real great stuff.
It began the tradition, I guess, of like biology-heavy design in R-Type, which there's a little bit of that in Gradius, especially in later levels, but it's really emphasized in R-Type because of the story of the game, because R-Type has lore.
Yep, shooters and their lore.
Yeah, the enemy in this game is called the Bido Empire, and according to R-Type canon, it was a super weapon, like a supercomputer and biological developmental weapon that was created by humanity in order to subjugate another alien race, and it succeeded in that role. It allowed them to defeat it, but then it turned on its creators, and so they managed to save themselves by shooting it through a dimensional warp where it basically jumped ahead in time in like a parallel universe or a faraway star system, where it developed itself into like a massive biological army capable of assimilating technology, reminiscent of like the Zonders from Gal Gaigar, or what's that other
Yeah, I'm out of my level of expertise there as far as.
Yeah, anyway, so they're biology freaks, basically. They can merge themselves with machines and biologically engineer themselves into weapons. This level is called the Creature Cave.
Yeah, so it's awesome. Just this big pile of gross organic stuff, which I always dig.
Yeah, you can kind of see some Dobkeratops heads sticking out there, the little maw things. This stage is a little less memorization heavy than the previous one. It's mainly just learning what's going to be coming at you so you can manage your position and kind of like do crowd control.
Yeah, you got a
Like
lot. These Metroids, some eyeballs.
Yeah, you want to just basically keep track of like whether you want to be far back on the screen or close. That was some good dodging there. Nice work.
Yeah, I managed it. Hold it out.
And then just managing switching between your rapid fire shot and your charge shot to deal with both the small enemies and the large ones.
Oh, now
Because your rapid shot is not going to take care of the small enemies quickly. This monster is invincible. You can only destroy the little things on it, which prevents them from shooting.
Oh, that's what it does. Because I was wondering why you could even do it, since it clearly didn't kill the thing.
Yeah, in the English translation, this enemy, which is equally iconic as Dobkeratops, is called Gomander, but the American name in this game is Cyst. And I believe that the worm is called Outslay. And there's a technique to fighting this boss effectively, which I will tell to you after you've died a few times, but I want to watch you squirm a little bit.
Yeah. That's the way to do it. That's what everyone wants to see.
Yeah.
Now we're playing a game I can't just credit feed through. It's not that kind of game.
Yeah, its weak point is obvious, of course. I know that you know what its weak point is. It's just not in a very convenient location. And there is the trick. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. I love how it, like, sharpened that turn down there just a little bit, so it wasn't a perfect circle.
Yeah, I knew there had to be a trick, because I feel like you couldn't do it without the laser, and I don't think they would make it so that you had to have that level 2 laser.
Oh, well, you kind of do have to have... Well, I believe there's actually a time limit, not only on this boss, but on all the bosses in this game, where if you just sit on them long enough, they'll eventually either die or go away.
Oh, okay. That's true of, like, a lot of shooters, too.
Yeah, it's because in an arcade, you wouldn't want someone stalling out their, like, time on the machine.
Yeah.
By getting into, like, a safe position or something like that. So, yeah, like, you can literally wait the boss out, but it's really easy to have the laser by this point, so you kind of need it to kill it. You don't really need it, but it's infinitely easier.
Yeah, now getting my hands on this thing, I really appreciate that invincible thing in the front. That's a really cool mechanic.
Or the back, that's especially important.
Being able to switch, like, it's a lot of just like simple but deep techniques you use, and you have to figure out how to use them right, which is a cool way to do any kind of game.
Learning when to have your force on your front, when to have it on your back, and when to have it detached is really key to playing this game in the most effective way. And all the games in the series are like that. They only get more complicated as they go. Oh, that one keeps getting you.
Yeah, I should learn from like previous mistakes, you would think.
Off the top of my head, I can't actually remember if it's... I guess it's scripted, yeah. I think in some...
I guess I can't be sure.
Yeah, in some later games, I believe it's slightly randomized. Like, there's a set number of courses that it'll take, but it might be randomized which one it takes at any given moment. But it looks like it's scripted in this one. Not that it matters, because once you know the trick, it literally doesn't matter what the outslay does.
Now I want to try and figure it out.
I'll give you a few more minutes. You just let me know.
Oof. Well, that was just pathetic. Hold on, I gotta give at least one more real try that I don't blunder into it.
Oh, I haven't seen what happened to you yet, but
yeah.
I'm sure I will in a second.
Well,
oh yeah.
Spoiler, I died in a very dumb way. Yeah, I was thinking of this a bit too because I was playing Ghouls and Ghosts like yesterday. Like a similar kind of, I guess, design philosophy.
Is that the game that Super Ghouls and Ghosts was based on, or is Super Ghouls and Ghosts...
I think Super is like the third one. There's
rearrangement.
Ghosts and Goblins, and then Ghouls and Ghosts, and then Super Ghouls and Ghosts. And...
Okay, yeah, because the Ghosts and Goblins thing always throws me off, because I thought there was a Ghosts and Goblins 2 as well.
Yeah, that might be, I'm not sure. I just had like a Capcom arcade collection that I got onto my Vita.
Yeah, it's a weird series. I really love Super Ghouls and Ghosts. That's another one of my favorite games. Oh, I sure hope I still have my cart of it. I'd be really mad if that was one of the ones that disappeared. Okay, close.
Every time.
Maybe it is slightly randomized though, because... Or no, you got caught by the same one again. Oh yeah, there you go, yep. Mm-hmm.
It's always just long enough that I completely forget that I should not do that. Turns out only good at video games after I've done them so long I can do it without thinking.
Well, that really is kind of the gameplay loop of this game. It's a very memorization-heavy game. And, I mean, you know, if you don't like that kind of game design, this probably isn't the game for you, but it's also, I mean, it's just what these games were.
Oh, yeah. I love that kind of game, too, but
yeah,
I would expect it to be everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah, personally, I enjoy it a lot. That kind of loop of, oh, that didn't work, alright, let me try this. Just sort of like iterating on each try, learning a little bit as you go. The trick is that it has to be predictable, and R-Type is predictable. That's one of the things that makes it so good. If you die in R-Type, it may not be your fault the first time it happens, but it's your fault the second time it happens.
Yeah, it's my fault whenever I keep waiting in the same spot and getting hit by the worm.
Yeah, it's your fault the fifth time it happens, too.
Yeah, I don't know if you played Hydora, which was like a kind of fan game for...
Oh, I know about that, yeah.
That is also pretty good.
I downloaded that way back in the day and played a little bit of it, and it actually is pretty good. I didn't get very far in it, because, I mean, it's good, but it's not R-Type good. But,
no, yeah. And it has a weird save system where you have to, like, ration your saves.
Oh,
it's really long. Seems like the
One
sort of
of-
thing. They're bringing it to
One
the
of
Switch.
my, I'm sorry, what did you say?
I was say they're bringing it to the Switch, so maybe they'll fix that.
Oh, they're actually like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't know about that. Because that's a fairly old indie game.
Yeah,
That's been around
I
a
guess
while.
they just figured they could do it.
I mean, they can do it. I'm not complaining.
I mean, you can do anything you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this might be the time it comes out there. I'm being more cautious now.
yeah,
That's
okay.
probably for the best. Oh, I
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah, if you're not going to go for the trick, you'll want to be cautious. Oh, did you beat it?
Yeah, I got him this time.
Okay, I haven't seen it yet, but yeah, like I said, you haven't hit him much, but you don't really need to hit him much. And I guess since you won, I'll tell you what the trick is now.
Sure.
If you go in tongs at the top of him and just slightly to the right, like so that you're just barely not hitting the prong on the right, like the little phallic thing coming out of the vulvic orifice there, the worm cannot hit you no matter what it was, and your lasers will just bounce off into the eye whenever it opens.
I figured it was
And
something like that.
You'll kill it in a matter of seconds. And this stage is like if Dubceratops and Gomander are like iconic bosses, this is an iconic stage right here, the battleship. This stage gets quoted a lot in R-Type as well. It's a really dynamic stage. Nothing like it had really been done in a shooter up to this point. Just like a stage where literally the whole stage is you going around fighting this massive battleship. You're looking at the boss right now.
Yeah, I feel like this was a thing that just got copied by lots of shooters because it's so cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, R-Type was a very innovative shooter and a very, like, creative shooter, and one of the things I love about it a lot is the design of the game isn't just crafty, it's almost, like, psychological in its craftiness. Like, you can tell they playtested this game a lot and watched what players did, and then set things up to punish it. Which you'll especially notice come the next stage. This stage is not very long or difficult. You're already at the end of it right now.
Yeah, I mean, it probably doesn't have like any checkpoints or whatever because it's just one big boss.
I think so, yeah.
So it makes sense.
This is a good weapon, I think, for this boss.
Yeah, when I saw it, it seems. I remembered that blue was the laser, at least. You don't have all. I'm not sure how many weapons there are in total, but.
Only 3.
Okay, so I've seen them all.
Yeah, 2 introduces 2 extra weapons with the same basic force setup, and then 3 has you actually selecting one of 3 completely different forces at the beginning of the game. Each with their own 3 weapons and other unique characteristics.
I don't think I'm
3
doing
is
this
really-
correctly.
Oh yeah, the guns and stuff will regenerate after a while. Yeah, you kind of have to be a little more aggressive than what you're doing. You're playing it super safe, and you've scored a couple of lucky hits on it, but it's
those lucky
kinda
hits kind of
difficult,
got me thinking that I could get away with that, but not the case.
It's a rhythm. In there, sneak in a charge shot when that red eye opens, and then jet back out before it comes out. Yeah, like what you just did there, or what I just saw you do. I guess you did it a little while ago. And it doesn't actually take that long to kill it once you start doing that. It's not got much durability.
It has like a this has gotten to the point of not being cool, but it has like a Dark Souls 1 kind of quality of this boss doesn't have a lot of health. You just both hit each other very hard.
Well, yeah, and also, I mean, it's much more about, like, figuring out how to get the hits than it is just, like, getting them.
I like that. That balance is very good.
And if in this series, generally, if a boss ever is an HP sponge, it's to put a time limit on the battle. Like, because you have the ball.
Oh, did I run out of continues or something? There are a limited number of them? That seems odd.
It's unplayable, like I said, on PS2. Are we getting a snag in the emulation or in the streaming.
Are we? I noticed your voice kind of went there. It still says I'm going.
I'm loading.
Hopefully I didn't. One thing about an arcade game is you can't pause. So it's gone.
Oh, I can hear you again.
Okay, well hopefully.
Oh. Hello?
Oh yeah, I'm hoping this didn't totally crap out.
No, the call I briefly heard a disconnect and then connect thing.
Okay, yeah, I heard your voice kind of cut out a bit, so.
Yeah. You roboted like for an extended
Yeah. Okay. So if it was just that end, I'm not so concerned.
Okay, you're back to live now, but I've got to sit through another ad.
That's okay. Luckily, I have made 0 progress, so.
Okay. I guess I may as well, while I'm ignoring this ad, this stage is called the Frontline Base, and the boss of it is called Compiler, interestingly. The gimmick of this stage, because each stage kind of has a gimmick, is, of course, those enemies that leave destructible walls behind them.
I want the next boss to be called Interpreter, then. It's a bad joke, but this is what I'm doing. Okay, I missed a power up there. Okay.
Anyway, yeah, so it's an interesting stage because it looks nice and wide open, and then a few of those enemies fly through, and suddenly it is like a claustrophobic nightmare. And enemies just drop in from the ceiling and like pop up from the floor.
Okay, I can see that there's a power-up right at the beginning I'm not getting, so I know I've got to try and get that. Or at least it should help.
That's going to make it easier for you, yeah. You're at a pretty severe disadvantage as long as you don't have your force.
Well, I didn't get it this time, but I tried. I think, so I read that when they brought this to the Turbo Graphics, they split it into 2 games, so this was the last level of the first game. Which is very strange, because I'm imagining that someone out there had to just get the second one first and start at level 5.
Oh my goodness, and level 5 is a nightmare. Oh good. Like, level 5 is actually the hardest level in this game, I think.
Okay, now that I've got now that I've got the force, it's a lot easier. I'm sure I'll still mess up and die, because of course I will. To get that behind me if I can.
Incidentally, the force that you are using right now in this game is just called the Force in this game. It is your force. But in later games, when other forces were introduced, it came to be called the Round Force.
So I want yellow.
Kind of
what
like
do I do? I want yellow. Maybe I do.
Yellow isn't that useful in a lot of areas.
Yeah, it's okay, I got a checkpoint. That's good.
Yellow is the wall clinging shot that you saw briefly at the beginning.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it would be very useful here because everything is kind of.
Yeah, in some of the later games, there are places where it's really good. Oh, that ship will get you like all the time if you are not if you're not paying attention. It just jumps up. Actually, this one section is a great area for psychological, like looking at the psychological design, because all of the enemies and stuff that are coming in are kind of like causing you to move back and to the right. And if you do that, that ship that just popped up and ran a loop around will kill you.
Oh dear. Oh no. Oh hell. The lasers helped.
Oh yeah, now some enemies are coming in that are eating the blocks instead of laying them. And you're at the boss now, I imagine, unless something killed you.
Yeah. Boss is showing up.
Okay. This boss is called Compiler. It has 3 weak points. You'll recognize them.
I think I can probably guess which ones they are.
Yeah. It's actually not that hard of a boss. After a pretty tough stage, fortunately,
Yeah,
they kind of go a little
feels-
easy.
Feels fair.
As long as you are, you can back up into those walls as long as your force is behind you, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's the thing I should probably do.
But,
Okay, the force does not block those lasers.
oh, no, it does not. The force only blocks small shots, so I guess you die right now, yep.
Yep.
I'm on about like a 5 to 8 second lag.
Yeah, that's pretty normal. Okay, so, I mean, at least I'm making some progress. I think I
Oh
can
yeah,
pick it up.
you'll beat the boss this time, I'm pretty sure, unless something unexpected happens, provided you make it to the
Yeah,
boss.
I'll have to get lucky again and make it because
Take
some
2.
things happen. But once I do, hopefully I should.
Yeah, if you stream another R-type game, I would recommend 3 as the next one, because 2 doesn't really change that much, and, like, also, it's unreasonably hard.
Yeah, I've seen some.
This game is hard. I mean, it's unforgiving, but it's really, really learnable as well, and it's really fair. 2 is, like, not always fair.
Stuff they would do the hard thing, and then they just kind of keep ramping it up.
Yeah, well, 3 is less hard than 2. 3 is really, really hard, but it's also it's fair, and it's hard like the way that a console game is hard.
Right.
They,
Yeah.
they expected people to learn it really well and play it a lot. And within that context, it's not unreasonably hard.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think this boss has perfectly scripted behaviors. I think it just has maneuvers that it does. But they're relatively simple and easy to avoid as long as you're, careful and on top of things. It's those back lasers that'll really get you if you're not, careful. You probably want your force on your back for this one.
Yeah, this time it's going much better. Oh no! Oh god! Just got it. You'll see in a second. It was a good moment.
Oh, nice. Close one. And now welcome to hell.
Yep, that's what this would be.
When I do a casual playthrough of this game, like playing until I get tired of dying, this is usually the stage that I stop on. This is a hard stage.
Almost a bit too fast here, I think.
Yeah, they give you like 3 or 4 speed power-ups here, and you need like 2 of them or so. But, if you get too many, yeah, you can get kind of darty.
Oops. Well, picking up the yellow is also, I think, a mistake, but I'm gonna have to live with it now. I'm gonna have to live with it until I stop living with it.
Yeah, it could be worse. I mean, at least you've got a full force. That's something. Oh, yeah, I see what happened to you. Yeah, that's a really tight spot. But the good news is you powered through most of the stage there.
Yeah, I feel like I did. I felt like I was doing pretty good.
It's a grueling stage, but it's not a long stage. You're in like the second to last chunk of it. I think there's one checkpoint after this one, and you only needed to make it like a tiny bit further before you would have triggered it.
Perfect.
And the boss of this stage, if I remember, Belmite is its name, and oh, that's it.
Yeah, I can see the difficulty much better without coming in with power-ups.
Oh, no wonder I'm not on Wi-Fi.
It's
Those enemies, by the way, that blow apart when you kill them are called slithers. Yeah, okay, so you remember the boss of the Water Temple in Link to the Past, like the eyeball monster with all the clingy little, like, things around it that it would shoot off at you?
Oh yeah, good times.
That's the boss of this stage.
Here you might be a bit harder in this game as opposed to very easy in Ocarina of Time.
Yeah. Oh, is it an Ocarina of Time too? I guess it is, isn't it?
I guess, well, I'm thinking the Water Temple, or did you just...
I meant the Water Temple in Link to the Past.
Okay, I stopped listening when I heard Water Temple, I guess.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
Argus, I think he's called, yeah. Okay, that guy, yeah.
Understandable reflex. It's basically the same boss. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, the hook shot came across. But anyway, yeah.
It's an inversion of it is what it is, because you're pulling the outsides off in Link to the Past, and you're pulling the inside out in Ocarina of Time.
Oh, that's true. He also did show up in Majora's Mask, I want to say, too.
You might have made it past the checkpoint.
I don't think so. Did I? Well, I guess I did get it. Okay, but if I can get there a couple of times, I think I can eventually get this.
I know that the checkpoint is right past those two that come at the top and bottom and then curl around.
Okay, so I'm almost there. I just have to try a little harder.
Yeah, and as you seem to have figured out, efficient use of the charge shot is pretty much the thing for stage to take care of the slithers.
It's really weird when you shoot the middle out and the body keeps going.
Yeah, and it's really bad too. You kind of have to shoot the head, even though that's also bad, because
Yeah.
a randomly wandering slither like what just happened to you can
Yeah.
really mess you
I
up.
was thinking maybe that was better idea, but it's not. Because at least when you kill them, you get rid of the whole thing.
And it doesn't take it doesn't take a full charge shot to destroy like a piece of the body. So usually you can kill one with a charge shot and immediately start charging another shot. And even if the body's coming towards you like it was right there, you can kind of like fire a partial charge off to clear a couple of them out in front of you and clear a way through. It's definitely predictable, like the pattern that they blow apart in, but it's hard to predict. It's not easy.
Yeah, I think I got the 2 this time, so hopefully I'm at a checkpoint. Yeah, okay, this is me.
Yeah, this is definitely like the checkpoint area, because like those things, they're bullet sponges. They take multiple charge shots to kill one. By design, because the idea is, of course, they're coming at you and you're being harried by all the small stuff.
Right, so I'm mostly out to get by and everything.
The good news is the boss of this area, like, it's not a pushover like the last one was, but it's also not super hard. I doubt you'll die as many times as you did on Gomander.
Oh yeah.
Gomander, however they intend to pronounce that.
Yeah, like,
I don't know.
I do like kind of the nonsense, the nonsense names you get from old Japanese games. Yeah, missed power up there. That's probably bad. Well, I'll see how it goes.
Enemy names in like the old Mega Man games and
Oh yeah, just some real
and old shooters are just like really
Pickle Man
bizarre.
or whatever.
A lot of them, of course, are like puns or references
Oh
to,
yeah, things that just
to
don't translate at all.
Yeah. I mean, I know for a fact that there are like enemies in Mega Man that are references to like the Majinger anime. Yeah, the enemies kind of try and keep you away from the power-ups in this section.
Yeah, I'm noticing I probably have to thinking I have to be more aggressive about going for those if I want them.
Yeah, figuring out how to get the power-ups was important, because really the boss is right after where you've been dying.
Okay, get the missile.
Like, this is your power-up hallway before the boss. Even just the missiles are a big help. They're like a pretty good boost to your firepower. Oh, did you get caught by a stray bullet?
Yeah, more or less. I mean, they were coming at me. It felt like that was the intention. It wasn't some small screw-up. That was a pretty cool big one instead.
Yeah, it's very easy to get overwhelmed in this stage.
I think I'm definitely spending too much time on the big bullet sponge guys.
You pretty much just want to clear a way through and then get past them because they don't fire behind them.
Yeah.
Once you're to the right of them, they're a non-issue.
The new thing has to be kind of ignoring them or not. Yeah, they're not what's killing me. It's just they're so big. It's you want to shoot at them.
Yeah, they're a distraction. They're an obstacle and a distraction, I guess, from the smaller enemies that are harrying you. It's like it's actually interesting because it seems like a not very designed stage because it's just a hallway the whole way through, but actually it's pretty cleverly designed. It's got distinct areas in it with different sort of things going on, and the philosophy of each area is pretty strong.
Okay, I got a little further there.
Yeah, once you're past that, those two slithers are pretty much, I think, the last of it. And you hit the body and got yourself maneuvered into an enemy.
Yeah, that was what happened there. But now that I kind of starting to remember things.
Yeah, those two slithers are the last hurrah, though.
Just gotta get through the first part with the slow movement. I think I can start. A little unsure about what the hitbox is on the bottom of the screen. But it's fine. It seems like if you can get a power up there, you can get through.
I don't know if I mentioned it before, this stage is called The Den.
I don't think you did. Seems appropriate.
Yep, The Den. It's another, distinctly biological-looking stage, of course.
To speed up for this run, so it might be okay.
Once your screen just cut out on you again, it's loading. I'll give it a second to see if it loads down to it.
It's gonna be annoying to try.
There, you just came back for me.
Might just be my internet being weird. Sometimes it does that just to annoy me. disconnected. FakeKraid is saying lost internet for a second, so I assume she'll be back in a sec. Heck, I don't even know if I'm streaming, right? I assume I am. It's funny because I'm afraid if I do it out, I'll have to pay attention to come back in and spend a credit, or else I'll lose all the progress. Okay, game, no pausing. Okay, nope. Shoot, that's not what I wanted. Okay, nice. Okay, I can't shoot back from there, so there's no point in having the force behind me at all. Okay, let me just see. Okay, I'll just hold that on my own floor. We'll see. I get a feeling I won't get too far ahead. Good though, I'm closer. These things feel good to get through. Okay, it's neat because I'm kind of getting a feel for exactly how much health that thing has, the laser shooters. So now I know I can charge a full blast, charge a little bit of blast, get killed. But I almost have it. And once I can consistently get through, then I can consistently start dying to the boss instead. Take it a bit. Oh, I keep making that mistake of hitting the body. Okay. Alright, okay, we're good. Okay, yeah, alright. Yeah, I'm seeing it. Yeah. I've got going. Uh-oh. No, I don't. Ah, my hubris. Okay, well that's not too bad. I'm clearly getting closer and closer. That up, let's go through, so who cares? It's the results that matter. Okay, now, these are the slurs. Oh man, I'm always messing that up. I don't know how to do it at all. Okay, alright, we're good. Whoa, what? How did I manage to take out all of them like that? What did I just do? No idea what I just did. Force doesn't seem like it's helping at all. Weird. Over. doesn't do any damage, so... Whoa. Don't know how much more this boss will be after I take out all the weird eyeballs. Oh, okay. The main body I can just hit. Hope it doesn't start doing anything weird after I... I'll never know. I mean, I might know sometime, but... Wow, that is the start of the game in that TurboGrafx version. Well, okay. We've got another... We're moving decidedly into the techno-level zone. And it's the power-up going in. Chances are good I'll get a chance to try that again, and if I don't, then who cares? Okay. Making some progress. Of course, I'm coming in here for the first time, so I had the power-ups, now I don't. You've got them, you got that big advantage, because the game isn't necessarily designed to require that kind of stuff. Oh, okay, I have to go really... Can't spend any time. Oh. Alright, I'm slowly reaching the point where I can... Ah!
Okay, I'm loading the Twitch site back up. Sorry for crapping out like that. I don't know what went wrong.
Internet. Anyway, I got to level 6.
Okay, cool. I will see that as soon as this ad is gone.
Yeah, the boss wasn't too bad. I died a few times.
Yeah, he's really mostly like a test of like what you were doing in the stage, just crowd control and managing movement.
Yeah. I can get like 3 seconds into this stage. Okay. Well, I managed to pass the first 3 seconds and get a force, so I'm making progress now.
Hello?
Hey.
My internet just cut out again, but it seems like it was only for a second that time.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I'm gonna have to reload the Twitch site again, which means another ad. Yeah, I remember this stage though. It's this is a hard stage. It's intense.
Yeah, it definitely is intense.
It's also not long.
That's good.
It's not a marathon stage.
All right, I can only get like 5 seconds into it, so I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, those obstacles that are running around are, of course, the real threat in the stage. And just learning how they move is pretty much the entirety of the stage. It's the shooter equivalent of like a maze stage.
Okay, yeah. If I can just get a little further, maybe I'll start making some headway.
Yeah, it's really just a matter of getting a route. This is a routing stage.
Yeah, I can see. Like, I think I went the wrong way just now.
Yeah, you can't rely on your... Yeah, you just needed to move a bit further right. But yeah, you can't rely on Twitch reflexes in this stage. You'll get crushed.
There's a lot to keep track of, too.
Yeah, the little critters crawling along the walls don't make things any easier, for sure. I don't remember what the music is like. I'm gonna unmute this for a second.
This is probably better if you hear more than 3 seconds of it. the point where my life savings is gone in this arcade. All of my quarters.
Yeah. I remember there's a review of this game, I think on it might be Game Facts or whatever, that talks about how good it is, and how the person, I think, had a machine that played it in a laundromat near where he lived, and spent like ungodly amounts of money over the years just learning to play it until he could beat it on a single credit.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I mean, which kind of would be sad, except that this is a really good game and is well worth, getting good at if that's your jam.
You'd certainly do worse. Better this than... I don't know if I can come up with... I can't think of any bad arcade games offhand.
Oh, I mean, I don't know, Arrow Fighters isn't that great.
Yeah, it's true.
Charming, but not that great.
Actually, probably planning on doing a bit of playing of one of the Arrow Fighters, just for that charm. It does that thing that I hate where you can credit feed up until the very end of the game, and you just try to get the last bit of your money by just sending you back to the beginning of the last level whenever you get game over.
Oh, yeah. You were roboting out a lot there. I think my internet might be crapping out again.
Oh, hopefully not.
No, you just came back. Alright, the stream came back. We're good. False alarm. Whew. Yeah, Arrow Fighters 3 was actually one of the games that they had where I live, back when the mall had an arcade, which was a fair little while ago.
Back when that was a thing that happened. Okay. Making some progress, actually, this time. Oh, no! That wasn't a good idea to say. Oh, man, brutal. I still have to go all the way back to the beginning. Should probably try to get that power up. I was having such a hard time with it.
You cut out for a while, and the only thing... Oh. You cut out for a while, and the only, thing that I heard when you started coming back was, and that's why the internet is terrible.
Yeah, it's appropriate because that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I mean, it's terrible for a lot of reasons, from a technical level, because sometimes it's annoying and goes out.
Yeah. Yeah, so I missed everything that came before that. You basically just proclaimed that the internet was terrible.
I'll stand by it.
Incidentally, you can destroy those things, it just takes a lot of hits.
Yeah, I noticed them get hurt, but it just seemed like there was no good reason to actually...
It might be more than 2 fully charged shots. You pretty much have to be planning on destroying one, I think, in order to get any headway. You're not going to do it on reflex.
Yeah, it feels like it's not something that's actually worth doing. Except maybe just to say that you did. Oh. Okay, this is where I got before. Now I have no idea how to survive.
What I was thinking of. If it's what I was thinking of, where they're circling around sort of behind you, I think you just kind of get in the middle of the screen, and they'll circle around you and go away. Am I coming through?
Got a little further, but still no checkpoint. didn't really think there would be one, because I'm still not past the part I was at, but I got a little further into the part I was at.
Yeah, this, what I'm looking at right now, is doing pretty good. Oh yeah, that one that comes down, gotcha. I see.
Yeah, that is definitely mean-spirited.
Yeah, that's a mean trick.
I know it's there now, anyway. Try and do some fancy maneuvers.
I wonder what those enemies are called, if I could find that. I think this stage might have no boss.
Huh. Oh, you know
for
what?
it's worth.
Yes, I read that the other day. Just on Hardcore Gaming 101. Like, some port of it does have a boss. They added a boss to it. But since I'm playing the original, there won't be a boss. So I can look forward to that.
It doesn't need a boss.
It does not need a boss, I don't think. Oh no, it's just foolishness. Yeah, just had to stay near the middle. I panicked. Alright, well that makes me feel a bit better, so I don't have anything blocking my way forward when I get to the end, wherever the end is.
The big piston things that are coming through the stage and killing you are called dops.
Makes sense. I mean, not really, but kind of. This look kind of makes me think of Metal Storm, though. Which is a totally unrelated game that is cool.
What is making you think of a totally unrelated game? Sorry?
I guess just the background, like the fact that this is just sort of a tiled techno background and some kind of platforms.
It's got kind of a Genesis-y feel to it.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially with, like, the animated tile sets. I seem to recall that, like, Shinobi 3, like, had some areas with a tile set reminiscent of this, like, in the later stages.
I don't think I've ever beaten, like, the second level of that, so... That might not be true. I might have cheated my way through it once. If I do pick up that power-up, that would be pretty good just because I have a way to block shots from behind me. At this point, though, not the shots that are killing me. Yeah, sometimes it is, but
They're a minor... Yeah, they're a minor threat in this. I mean, you have to pay attention to them, but they're there to distract you from the real threat. Not to be the main thing that kills you.
Okay. I'm further than I was before. This feels like it could be a checkpoint.
Hey, I just disconnected and reconnected the call to see if that fixes the issues we've been having.
Hopefully it does.
Yeah.
Now, I'm hoping this was a checkpoint, because it felt like one. Oh, thankfully, yes. Something new to die on.
I think you're through the worst of it, if I recall. The boss of this stage is basically just a rush of these things in, like, an enclosed area. So, you know, it'll just be more of the same. I don't really recall once you don't die, I don't recall the stage really being that long.
Whoa. Okay, that didn't It didn't go well.
Oh yeah, they rush you with those little battle pods right at the beginning.
Thought it might be a good idea to try not shooting them for some reason. Yeah, that doesn't work.
Oh yeah, no, that's not an optimal strategy.
Just I gotta feel for how long I have to wait before going forward. Maybe until they're done. Yeah, that seems to work. Oh no. It's not good. No. Okay, that feels good because I got a little further and I know what killed me and what to do about it this time.
Okay, and I'm back again.
Oh, you were gone again?
Maybe.
Oh, right, yeah, you said that.
I mean, only for a few seconds. But...
Yeah, this definitely feels like the easier part of the level. I feel like I'm making steady progress. Except for when all those pods kill me at the beginning, but other than that...
Yeah, it's, it feels more like a shooter level, and less like a puzzle, anyway.
I think I might want the force on my back, not my front. But we'll see if I can actually even... Okay, I messed up, but I can get it on my back this time. It felt like that would protect me from the shots that are actually killing me.
Yeah, that can be handy, just to have it on your back in areas where you are not free to maneuver around and hit enemies coming up from behind you.
I just gotta get through here. Well, yeah, that tunnel is giving me some trouble, but once I can get through there. It really is that first part that is the toughest. Which, granted, putting the toughest part first is better than putting it at the end. Come on. No checkpoint? No. Of course there wouldn't be a checkpoint. That would just be crazy. That is rough. But okay, I know what I can I know how to do this stuff. I just have to come back. And that said, really use my stuff. And he stays up there too. Oh, that wasn't smart. Wasn't smart. That was just silly. Big thing is, I should have remembered the save. Should have looked up instead of save state button. Because I do have to stop. It'd be totally lame to lose progress. Even though that is the way of the arcade. I'm forgetting that I can just do that. That's nice.
Hey, Robert, I might have to call a mulligan on this. I am just losing connectivity left and right here. I can't keep the stream running on my screen or get any reliable signal from you on voice.
Yeah, I gotcha. Well, I was just thinking I wish I had figured out what the save state button is, but whatever. I'll get back here if I have to, dang it. That said, I'll look for the save state button.
If it came down to it, you could probably get back to this point moderately quickly now that you know what to do.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll just take a look and see. I don't mind getting back either. It'd be kind of fun to see how much faster I get. Yeah, it's fine. Internet troubles happen. It's a lot of fun, and
yeah. Anyway, if you do if you do either the rest of this game in the near future, or if you do like a different R-Type game, I would love to be on the stream again. I just I seem to be having too many issues right now.
Yeah, no problem. And thanks for coming on. It was fun and informative, and even if I kind of want to see this through to the end, but also even if I don't, I think we showed it a bit. You can definitely find the rest of the game on YouTube, I'm sure, 1,000 times over.
Yeah, and you're not far from the end either. I mean, there's really not that much left. There's one more stage, and I did just see that death. That's a mean one. Yeah, it's not much longer.
Yeah, it's 8 stages. So.
Anyway, yeah, thanks for having me on. I'd like to be on again, and yeah, bye-bye everyone. Sorry.
Yeah, anytime. I'll just take this 2 seconds here, and then I'll probably cut it off. Oh, yeah, now I'm just messing up, so. Yeah. Night. Sorry, it didn't quite go all the way, but it was actually a little longer than most of my streams anyway, so whatever. Like I said, good night.